All right, so Don writes in, he's got $1 million in his 401k and $300,000 in a brokerage account, a taxable account. His question is, he wants to make sure he's doing right by his family, and I don't know how old he is, and that's the one concern I have here with what I'm going to say, because I'm not sure his age. He says, should he keep the $1 million in his 401k all in stocks and the $300,000 in his taxable account in bank CDs, so he can use the taxable account, the CD account, same thing, in order to access in a downturn in the market? No, you should not do it like that, Don. No. We don't want you to do it like that. Now, again, I don't know how old you are, so I'm assuming you're over 59 and a half. And I'm going to assume that you're not working. Even if you're working, it might be a little bit different. But I'm going to assume that you're not working. And even if you were working, I haven't really thought that through. But even if you were working, it really depends on your income. But either way, I'm going to assume that you're over 59 and a half and not working. And I think the same's still going to apply if you are working. Just really depends on what your income tax bracket is. Anyway, so what we want you to do here is we don't want that money all in stocks in your 401k. The IRS has this big thing called they lien on your property. And so the growth that you're getting is yours, but an albatross called taxman. So if you get $100 growth, the IRS gets $25 of that. If you get $100 loss, the IRS takes no loss other than the taxes you would have paid on the extra $100 you had before you lost it. But you're still going to have to pull money out, even if it's a loss, and still have to pay 25% of the IRS. So a $100 loss is still going to cost you more than $100 net of taxes. So the IRS has all the benefits of the upside, no hurt on the downside. Does that make sense? On a brokerage account, though, a taxable account, essentially, if you do it right, there is no tax burden albatross for the IRS, because if you do an exchange-traded fund like a Vanguard ETF, there is no turnover, there's turnover, but no capital gains that are distributed to you. So you have no taxable event from capital gains. If you're doing a low, with no dividends, qualified dividends, like a growth ETF, there will be low to no qualified dividends which to pay tax on either. And you certainly don't want taxable interest. You don't want any bonds or CDs there. So what happens here is now your brokerage account is going to grow, hopefully. You pay minimal taxes on that, probably have nothing, maybe. And at your death, your kids and wife or whoever inherits it without paying any taxes on it either. Now, if you need the money, you have $300,000 like in a stable value fund, a Ginnie Mae, or you take $300,000 out of your 401k and send it, if you can roll it over to a bank and get it in CDs, that's fine. And then you pull it out, you're going to have to pay tax on it, but you're paying tax on that money on the short end. You're not paying tax on the growth of it later on, if that makes sense, because the longer you defer your 401k, the more it's going to grow, which means the more taxes you're going to pay. All right. Now, you don't want to touch the $300,000. Just let that puppy grow like a weed. But when you need money, you have it in your 401k and wish to access it, which ultimately is going to reduce taxes to you big time and certainly taxes to your heirs as well. All right. Hope this makes sense. A lot going on here. We haven't talked about Social Security in this regard. We don't know your age. We don't know your income. So a lot more to do. But anyway, that would be the premise. So your default, I don't agree with at all. I think my default is the way to go without knowing the whole circumstance. Hope this makes sense. We'll see you guys.